Good evening, I am here. It is 12:26 on Tuesday, January 13th. Missed too many of these. Hey, Ephraim. Hey, Merc, how you doing? How you both doing? Hey, I'm here. I took last night off, as I said I might, since I did the bonus stream on Saturday. By the way, Team lost the Splatfest. Team Solo won once again, proving that the team that goes with white ink in Splatoon always wins, because people are very dirty and just want to be able to make cum jokes. So, we got second. Friends got second place by a very close margin. If we had just had slightly more either votes or conch shells, we would have cinched it. If we had gotten first in one of the categories we got second in. Poor Team Family got 0. Got nothing. But yeah. I'm here now. This week, I am not going to be doing more Pokemon Legends. I think I'm going to give that game a break until I've cleared out some other stuff. This week, we're going to focus on getting Case 3 and 4 of Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney Dual Destinies done. And I think we might see some Mega Man this week. Just because I've been kind of in a mood, and there's a Mega Man game on Switch that I have not played yet. So, might be good to play through that, and it'll actually clear out 3 games at once, which is neat. Yeah. Currently a little sick, but nothing dire, just going to be real low energy for a bit. I hear that this week started off on a real low note for me. Mega Man's, yeah. I didn't say specifically what it was, but I was kind of in the process of trying to see if I could rent out an apartment, and it didn't play out. And I'm really bummed about it, and it's of no fault of mine. And that's the worst part about it. So it's something I'm gonna have to talk to people about, but it sucks. Oh boy, it's a Mega Man. I'm just thinking about that earlier. I was just thinking about sequelitis either last night or earlier today, I can't remember. So yeah, nothing's changing. Life is just gonna go back to the way it was, which is to say, it never really changed up anyway. What's up, Megster? Hey, Robo Bunny. Anyway, we are at the very beginning of the second trial day of Chapter 3. It's earlier than I'm usually here, so we should have more than enough time to finish this. If I can, I will start Chapter 4. Chapter 4 is a shorter one, but it connects into Chapter 5, so it's like kind of like a one long story. And I definitely want to clear at least Chapter 4 by the end of this week, and then next week will probably be Chapter 5 entirely. Anyway, let's get ready for some lawyering. I have a big 24-ounce bottle of water here with me. My Coleman water bottle that I got for my birthday last year. Been filling it up and drinking it lately. The water in our house, the fridge water, wasn't working for a while, and now that it's working again, I'm like, I gotta fill this up as soon as I can, every time. Good stuff. October 26th, 9:45 a.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby, number 3. Were you able to sleep last... First line, and I already fucked it up. Were you able to sleep last night? Huh? Oh, sleep. Sure, I slept. For a grand total of 0 hours. Guten Morgen, you two. You look like you're ready to put on a real show. But before you do, I have a good luck gift for you. The voice print analysis came back and the results couldn't be more clear. The voice in the mock trial video and the tape recording are one and the same. In other words, the recording's a fabrication. It's been identified as a fake. The lab is continuing their study of the tape. So far they found signs of overdubbing. But it's going to take a bit longer to recover the audio that was erased. Who's there? Wait! Did you see who it was? No. I got a quick look, but they got away. This sound might be a little too low. I'm gonna pump it up 2 notches. Think it might have been Hugh. I bet he was eavesdropping. Wonder if he saw our hand. Oh, I'm sure he wasn't the only one just now. I bet Robin and Boxgirl were listening in, too. I'll make sure they don't make a run for it. This is my final gift to you. Okay, all that's left now is to reach out to the truth. Really weird that they make a Persona 4 reference in the chapter that I compared to Persona 4 because of the awful gender storyline. Time for a mini Chords of Steel workout. I'm Apollo Justice and I'm fine. Your turn. Bap? Bap? What about Bap? I'm Athena Sykes and I'm fine. Press the Bap switches. Funnily enough, I'm in a Discord server where it's kind of a niche thing to build hypothetical units for the game. I say you completed third of 6 Mega Man collab unit concepts. Nice! October 26th, 10 a.m. District Court, courtroom number 4. I don't know, my voice kind of accented there. Day 2. Court is now in session. All rise! Court will now reconvene for the trial of Juniper Woods. The Sykes Brigade is totally psyched. The defense is ready, Your Honor. Prosecution is ready as well. Isn't that right, Prosecutor Blackquill? Yes, well, moving right along. Yesterday's adjournment was unexpected, yet necessary. But I'll be running at a tight ship here today, so no funny business from anybody, understood? Your baldness, Robin Newman and Hugh O'Connor have recanted their confessions. But later I shall grill them at leisure to find whether I can charge them with perjury. Well, this sure complicates matters. Still, one must not overlook the facts. Now about the school camera photo that was submitted yesterday. A pity, but that evidence is no longer relevant to this case. The art room clock runs fast. It cannot function as an accurate measure of time. As for the bungling detective who overlooked that, he's paying for his failure as we speak. Poor Detective Fulbright. Hope he returns to work with all his body parts intact. Done Elect Man, Woodman, and Gravity Man. Nice. We might be seeing all 3 of those Robot Masters in the next couple days. But if that's the case, then what will we... The accused is the sole person who could have moved the body from the art room to stage. And I mean to prove it here this day. It's just like Detective Fulbright said. But what else does he have up his sleeve? My understanding of this heinous crime is thus. Hey, Feywolf, how you doing? Okay, Karma. Yowdy. The murder took place in the center of the art room, as evidenced by the blood stain. Hit your stream at the same time with Karma, crazy, yeah? Blood was also found on some pottery next to the window over the maintenance area. Which is to say the body was carried over to that very window. From there it was dropped down to the maintenance area below. And though there was nary a scratch to the body aside from the fatal wound. That, too, was per the script. Karma is a horny. True. Meowdy. Me has to go worky, so I'll be saying hi first before I go. Oh, it's all good. It's all good, Fabwolf. Thank you so much for stopping by. I appreciate it. That was requested. A high jump mat was employed to cushion the fall. Then a ball cart was used to haul the body over to the stage. Whenever I hear ball cart, I think ball game from Undertale, and then ball machine from Deltarune. And then I made a joke yesterday, because I got, recently I ordered both a Canoodle, and I mentioned this the other day, and an IQ Puzzler Pro game, which are both games involving, like, little ball pieces, and I refer to them as ball puzzle in all caps. It's not very clever. I mean, it's the same exact body moving scheme as the script. Anyone could have moved the body that way.
Objection!
It's weird that his objection is so much higher pitched than him saying silence. Your propensity to spew forth words before you think is not very clever, either. Why you... Moreover, the prosecution has a witness, which is most unfortunate for you. Witness, it's time for you to come forth. It's Hugha. His jaw's moving like a stop-motion puppet. Yeah, it's kind of how, that's kind of how the 3DS games work, hey, Izzy. Well then, will the witness please state his name and occupation? It looked a little better on the 3DS because it was lower resolution. Having all this bumped up to HD kind of makes it evident where, like, the cracks are in the, in the presentation. Hugh O'Connor, great, yeah. Hugh O'Connor. I'm a senior at Themis Legal Academy, and I'm studying to be a lawyer. Yesterday, I told that lawyer there that I would testify to the truth. so I intend to cooperate fully in today's trial. Happy now, Miss Sykes? It's Hugh O'Connor. Wait, O'Connor. What's he up to now? The court appreciates your cooperation, Mr. O'Connor. Whoa. Now, your testimony, please. I need to wipe off the rust here, because I gotta get back into voice acting this week. Apartment or no, I need to get back on the horse here and start getting auditions done. What O'Connor saw. The lecture hall was packed before the mock trial, but the rest of the campus was empty. That's when I saw Juniper dragging a large mat from behind the stage. I was watching from a vantage point between the stage and the maintenance area. She was heading towards me, so I assumed she was on her way to the maintenance area. But I didn't have time to stand around and see what she did after that. I don't know, everyone else's mouths move just fine. Just Black Quills has that stilted limited frames of a stop motion. The real truth hurts so much, doesn't it, Miss Sykes? Or maybe you thought I was going to bring up something else entirely against your client. Ugh! Never a snappy comeback when I need one. He's coming straight at us today, using any means possible. The ends justify the memes. Oh yeah, you're right. Blackwell's mouth does kind of move, like, very, like, stilted. Yeah. It's, like, very, like there's no in-between frames. I don't know, it's weird. To protect the students who had to climb up high when setting up the stage, a mat was brought over to the stage from the storehouse. Our client is the student council president. What's wrong with her taking it upon herself to put the mat away after they'd use it?
Objection!
Oh, there's plenty wrong. There is but one mat in the entire school that could cushion a fall from such lofty heights. Ergo, the mat in question was indispensable to moving the body. The end justifies the memes. Well, his jaw is being replaced, yeah. I'm wondering if, it sucks being the last to know everything. I wonder if they fix that, because he does show up in the next game as well. So I'm wondering if they fix it too, because there's a different camera angle on him at one point. Sir, you can't be wearing kink restraints in court. Oh. What in the hell kind of face is Athena wearing? It's her shocked face. I think I get it now. The drag marks we saw behind the stage were made by the mat. Cool, so that was a complete non-point. If the only mat of that thickness was where the body is assumed to have been dropped, it would be hard to deny a possible link to this case. We're off to a bad start again. You sure you're okay, Athena? Thickness, yeah. It's game on, Hugh. Game on. I'm gonna turn your arrogant perfect score grin into a teary-eyed frown of failure.
Hold it!
More like Cacho on! Oh man, I haven't watched Game Center CX in a while. Hold it right there. What? I was just getting to the important part. Eager to unsheath your blade, Sykes Dono. Your heavy breath heaves to where I stand.
Objection!
How rude! A human's breath doesn't travel anywhere near that far. So the only issue is distance? You're not denying that you're a heavy breather? I'm just saying that scientific studies have proven that it's not. Hang in there, Athena. No matter how many insults they hurl, it won't affect the judge's opinion of you. What about my own self-esteem? Let's get back to what happened before the mock trial.
Hold it!
Our client was simply putting the mat away. It had nothing to do with the case.
Objection!
That is where you are wrong. There is but one mat in the entire school that could cushion a 3-story fall. Oh, right, 3-story, like, is written with an E in it. Hence, the mat dragged by the accused was essential to moving the body. Ugh. If we win this one, I promise to donate another thick mat to the Academy. Now show me how to show you the truth. You'll have my full cooperation.
Hold it!
Mr. O'Connor, are you positive you were standing exactly where you said? I was between the stage and the maintenance area, and she was behind the backdrop. Sticking to his guns. The issue here is where Hugh was standing when he says he saw Junie. But nothing I say will mean anything without evidence. Time to dig a little deeper. Oh, and before you ask, I had my glasses on. Therefore, I'm positive it was Juniper. That is not an issue.
Hold it!
You shouldn't assume anything. It only shows that you're not positive.
Objection!
Such wild momentum. Perhaps you were a raging bull in your past life.
Objection!
Don't compare me to some stupid farm animal. Humph. Boy, Justice Dono. Her assertion is Juniper was simply putting the mat away. In that case, where would she be taking it? Oh, to the storehouse, over in the maintenance area. Precisely. Therefore, there is naught wrong with the witness's judgment in this matter. It is your wild charges that are the issue here. But I cannot help it if you keep seeing red. He's going to get a face full of justice, Apollo style, if he keeps that up. Anyway, I saw her heading towards me. Moo, moo.
Hold it!
It's entirely possible that someone else moved the body, correct?
Objection!
Are you mad or merely delusional? Everyone was in the lecture hall before the mock trial. The rest of the campus was empty. Ergo, the only probable suspects were the 3 trial participants. I know. Thank you for stating the obvious. I also know that Hugh O'Connor, were one of the participants. Mr. Confident sure goes all out when he tells the truth. I don't think he meant for any of that to be misleading, but I don't think it makes it factual. But it doesn't make it factual. Careful now, Athena. A genius like Hugh could be leading you right into a trap. Be surprised if he wasn't, but all I could do is charge forward with both my eyes open. Apart from mock trial, mock trial begins. Doubt that has anything to do with it. Oh, wait a minute! The wall! Was the wall still there? It was! There was still a segment of the wall.
Objection!
Yeah! Wow. That was actually kind of a rough one. I'm glad I got that. So you saw the back of the stage from between the stage and the maintenance area? Well, let's take a look at this photo taken by Miss Scuttlebutt, shall we? This photo shows the students setting up the stage the day before the mock trial. Do you see the big construction screen to the right of the stage in the background here? Well, yes. In fact, there were a bunch of those next to my house until a few days ago, too. It was so noisy behind there, I couldn't take a peek, but I couldn't take a peek. Oh, how it piqued my interest. Prosecutor Simon Blackquill. Oh, man. Prosecutor Simon Blackquill. This is an arena of justice, and no place for your petty barbs. If you're so determined to polish up your insult sword fighting, I suggest booking a cruise to Monkey Island. Wow. Exactly, Your Honor. You cannot see past such screens. That's their purpose. Now let's see. How exactly is the screen positioned again? Aha! Since it was to the right of the stage, it should be right here. And from this vantage point, the witness claims to have seen our client behind the stage backdrop. Oh my! But the screen would have been completely in the way. That's right. Therefore, the witness couldn't have possibly seen our client from this point. Yow! Order! Order! Mr. O'Connor, have you been lying to this court? I mean, he already admitted to committing the crime, and then recanted it, so yeah. The screen. Right. Must have slipped my mind. What? Are you telling me Mr. Genius forgot something as literally What? Whoa. Are you telling me you, Mr. Genius, forgot something as literally big as that? There are two kinds of memory lapses. The normal kind you mouth breathers have. And the genius-level lapses of memory that people like me have. Why don't you just admit that it was a normal, everyday brain fart already? Will the witness please restate what he remembers minus the lapses of memory? That's easy. I was on the other side of the screen. In other words, I witnessed Juniper from the stage side of the screen.
Objection!
But most of this game is showy and feels more like a stage play. The first case is about disarming a bomb, second's about wrestling, extra case is about an orca adventure, and this is about a literal court stage. Yeah. Actually, that's a pretty good comparison, Karma. The 3DS games in general go for, like, very big spectacle with its cases. Even the next game is kind of like that. You're testifying that our client was behind the stage. But I need to remind the court, the back of the stage is not visible from the front. To actually see our client behind the stage from the stage side of the screen, the witness himself would also have to have been in the same area behind the stage. But in that case, our client would have definitely seen Mr. O'Connor. What is a genius-level memory lapse? That's when you forget how to poop. Yeah! You're so smart that you forget your basic bodily functions instead. Nice one, Athena. Keep it up.
Objection!
Alright, Golden Boy. Is this not your chance? Telling the truth will be like a weight lifted from your chest. The truth? What truth? The fact that Golden Boy here was where he initially stated. That is to say, he was between the maintenance area and the stage.
Objection!
But then the screen would have blocked his view of...
Objection!
On the ground, yes, his view would have been blocked indeed. But consider how smoke always wants to rise up high. Athena, look at the photo again. Do you think... something on the other side of the screen? Something high enough to see the stage? No way, this crane right here? I don't remember seeing a crane there the day of the mock trial. Me neither, but it's probably safe to assume it was moved before you found the body. Hold it! That's far enough, Prosecutor Blackquill. Remember, you promised! I recall making no such promise. It was you who came blubbering to me about keeping quiet in exchange for information. Ah! What's all this about a promise? Is this about whatever Blackquill is using against him? And what's it got to do with going into the crane? Golden Boy did not go up into that crane for fun. He was working part-time as a crane operator within school grounds. What? Do you mean to tell me a high school student was operating a crane? Objection! The witness, I object to the prosecutor's last statement. There's no proof I ever operated that crane.
Hold it!
Actually, there just might be something that proves you did. What? If this whole part-time job thing is true, I doubt it would be limited to a single day. You were probably working at the same site the previous day, too. So Hugh O'Connor is forklift certified? Oh, he's crane certified. Is this what you're thinking of, Athena? Yep, as the court can see, this photo captured the crane's operator. Oh, I thought we were supposed to point this out ourselves. I avoided bringing this up last time we streamed this, but yep, there's Hugh in the crane. And if you look carefully, he bears a definite resemblance to Mr. O'Connor. Spoonlift certified. Are you serious? This is ridiculous. How very interesting. Let's ascertain whether this is as ridiculous as the witness maintains. Ooh, hiccups. The defense agrees with the prosecution. Let's bring the facts to light. That's all very well and good, but just how do you propose to do that? The person in this photo has one really distinguishable feature. I'm not 100% sure, but it's at least worth a try. We can clearly identify the person in this photo as the witness by examining his fingerprints, his hobby, his neck, I think. One more bonk. That's it. Don't talk about peeing yourself, please. The figure in this photo is wearing a very unique object around his neck. Well, yes, you could see it right there. But then are you saying you mean to... Are you saying you mean to... Are you saying you mean to... Ugh. Mr. O'Connor's neck is almost entirely concealed by his tall collar. But that's exactly why I believe this warrants further examination. No, not a chance. There'll be a blatant violation of my privacy. You're a disgrace of a man. Now start unbuttoning that collar before I hack it off. Yeah, what's the big deal? Now let's see your neck. Guess I have no choice. Hands. Oh my. So where did you buy that neckband, if I might ask? I didn't buy it. It's handmade, and there's only one like it in the world. Well, it sure looks like the neckband in the photo. Should we have the photo analyzed? You're one irritating lady. Fine. I admit it. I work a part-time construction job. It has nothing to do with our school. Operating heavy equipment's no big deal for a guy who could parallel park one-handed. But I never expected one of my jobs would take me to my own school. But when you factor in all the required tests and apprenticeship period... I still don't know why he thinks it's embarrassing to work construction work. Well, what the judge said right here. Wouldn't you have to have been at least 20 to have a license for operating a crane? We're under the impression that all three of these people are 18. Oh, about that. You see, I'm a genius, so, you know...
Objection!
Let us dispense with this inane charade, Golden Boy. No, Prosecutor Blackwell, please don't. High school seniors are 19 at most. Thus, they fail to complete the requirements. If I recall, working after class hours is illegal in Japan. Yeah, maybe. But that does not apply to you. Does it, Mr. O'Connor? Why doesn't it apply? He's a senior, so he's around that age, right? No, don't, please! Actually, Golden Boy here is 25. He took a 7-year break from school. Wait, come again? Take a gander at the official school enrollment documentation. 'Tis all right here. Yeah. 25? You mean he's older than me? A 25-year-old high school student? Yep, there you go. Well, remember what he was apparently being accused of. His parents are apparently paying for his grades, so... At least he's not the character from Mahoyo with 7 part-times, wow. A 7-year break. 7 years. I have just one thing to say. There are 2 kinds of 7-year breaks. The ordinary kind you mouth breathers take, and the genius kind people like me take. So it makes his interest in Athena, you know, I guess. Oh yeah, Athena's only 18 as well, huh? Paul's only 23. He took 7 years off school at one point. They actually it changed like immediately there. I thought he was only 22, but no, he's 25.
Objection!
But a genius would quickly become a chore for a 7-year break. I think you have that backwards, Athena. Oh my goodness, Hugh, shut up about your apparently astonishing IQ. Well, that's the thing, he's probably not that smart. If he's taking a 7-year break from school, and his parents are also paying for his grades. If the report that Juniper submitted was true. Even geniuses make mistakes. I just happened to make mine only 7 years in a row. Only Hugh could get away with using only like that. Enough of this jibber-jabber. Suffice it to say... Isn't it suffice it to say? Like, it's not suffice to say, the witness was up in the crane when he saw the accused dragging the mat. The accused readied all she needed to move the body immediately prior to doing so. That much is clear. I see no need to deliberate the matter further. Considering that the body was moved in the same manner as the script, I find Prosecutor Blackwell's claim to be quite persuasive. Does the defense care to dissuade me? Sorry, just messing with something here. As long as a mat was used to move the body, Junie's going to be under suspicion. Wouldn't that be read internally? There we go. Something wasn't charging right, I had to check it. Oh, actually, I should charge my phone, too. Athena, I just thought of something. What was Hugh doing in the crane right before the mock trial? He couldn't have been on the job at the time. I mean, he was waiting for the trial to start. Yeah, why was he in the crane? Wait, you don't think... Your Honor. Yes, Miss Sykes? I've got it. I've got an amazing idea that will turn the prosecution's claim on its head. Little conjectures never stopped us before. Interesting. Mr. O'Connor, you were using the crane to move the screen, move yourself, move the body. I mean, move the body is probably the most sensical thing here. The body was just like it was in the script, so it must have been moved like in the script, too. At least that's what the prosecution believes. How simplistic, even foolish. Those are pretty strong words, Athena. You sure about this? The witness is a licensed crane operator, so he could have used it to move the body.
Objection!
Well, Golden Boy, care to chime in? I intend to say no more on the matter, save that this does not bode well for you. Wait, he's on my side this time? Or is this another trap? Watch this! I can use a bow and arrow one-handed. Wow, that's a crazy level of dexterity. I can even drive a crane with one hand. That's easy. But operating the crane itself is so complex, it requires both hands. Now, I would have the court look at this. Oh, right. The blood. Oh. Please tell me that's a ketchup stain. Nah, Junie told you his hand was covered in blood. You wish. My hand was injured and required surgery. That's why it was always in his pocket. That's the reason I kept my hand in my pocket all this time. I've already verified this with the hospital of treatment. Quite a nasty wound, they say. So, how did you hurt it? I see no need to discuss that. It has no relevance to this case. 2 hands are required to operate a complex machinery, such as a crane. Quane. Ergo, on the day of the mock trial, the witness was incapable of moving the body by crane. Now I'm the fool? I planned on moving the crane the night before the mock trial, but then I got injured. Wanting to keep my part-time job a secret, I had to do it just before the mock trial instead. And here I thought this was the big break we've been waiting for. Hang on, blood that red means it's fresh. It means the dressing needs to be changed on him. Now that the defense's sophistry is laid bare, I would have the court recall my claim. The body was dropped out of a 3rd-floor window to a mat near the maintenance area. Then a ball cart was used to move it to the stage. See, I've been paying attention. Well done, your baldness. Now consider this. The accused was sighted dragging that mat. Ergo, it was she who moved the body. Well, I think you were on the right track, Athena. You do? Yeah, Juniper remains the prime suspect if we assume the body was moved per her script. So as the defense, you have to figure out how else the body could have been moved. But... Oh, is he telling me to think of another way besides the crane? Miss Sykes, if you have a counter-argument, this court would love to hear it. And if you do not, then it's time for the verdict. Isn't that correct, your baldness?
Objection!
No, not yet. All I have to do is show that the body wasn't moved like it was in the script, right? Well, that would show that the mat had nothing to do with this case. There's a sword of great renown that cuts down sophistic lawyers. Its name is evidence. You don't scare me. Force a smile, Athena. You could do it. What's wrong with your face, Athena? It's got a weird mix of terror and creepy grin. Just focus on how the body could have been moved without it being dropped. How could anyone lower it without just dropping it? It's not like it could fly. Or maybe it could. After all, there's a way to zip between the art room and the stage. Someone could have easily used that thing in that place at that time. Oh, yes, of course. Zip, zop, zoobity bop, yeah. Miss Sykes, the court would like to see what you have for us. All I have to do is show the tiniest shred of a possibility. The mat and the ball cart weren't used to move the body. This is what was used. Not that. No, neither of those. Is it gonna be this so I could show the winch on the inside, or is it gonna be the flag so I could show that the flag was? Whatever.
Take that!
Yeah, it wasn't this. By using this just right, the body could have been moved with the without the mat. Really, I would love to hear how that would be possible. Did you get that thing I sent you? Yeah, I'd love to hear how too. Miss Sykes, that would be your job in case you've forgotten. It's the flag, yeah, probably. All right. I know there's something that connects the art room and the stage. I just have to show it.
Take that!
I was overthinking that one. The key here is this thing that ties the art room and the stage together. Might I propose an idea? Might do you well to tie your lips together, lest you further expose your ignorance. This isn't exactly the time for black comedy, Prosecutor Blackquill. Don't you notice how both Blackquill and Athena double hit the desk when they, Though, I guess for Blackquill, it's a laugh. It's while he's laughing. Anyway, the court will recall the wire on which the school banner was hung. That wire was strung between the art room and the stage, which allowed students to run or reel in the school banner from the art room. The body could have easily been lowered down to the stage via this wire.
Objection!
Spare me your armchair theories. This wasn't some kind of high wire act. The body surely would have fallen. Yet there are no signs of blunt force trauma.
Objection!
Oh, you surprised me, Prosecutor Blackwell. You didn't actually think I failed to account for that. It's the Edgeworth theme. No, this is Athena's theme. This is actually just Athena's theme. It's Athena Sykes' Courtroom Revolutionary. You should hear the remix of this theme in the next game. It's so like over the top, like rock and roll. I'm sure that's exactly what he thought. We investigated the stage yesterday. The bottom part of the school banner had been tied into a pouch-like shape. And pouches are useful for carrying things. What do you think this one could have carried? Well, go on. Please explain. The body was bundled into the pouch-like section of the banner and sent down the wire. The body would have been down on that stage in a flash, and there'd be no need for a mat. I've heard the phrase carrying the banner, but the banner doing the carrying?
Objection!
I've no patience for you and your cheap parlor tricks. Your claim is as shaky as a corpse performing that absurd high wire act. If you have an actual objection, then just come out and say it. I trust you recall the bloodstains left on the art room pottery. If the wire had been used to move the body, it would have been through the window above the quad, the one with the winch. However, the blood-stained pottery was next to the window above the maintenance area. Ergo, the wire and banner had not to do with this case. Oh, the bloodstained pottery. I remember that. I remember those pots. This doesn't look good. We'll be back to the mat theory if you don't do something. Well, Miss Sykes, I hope you have something better this time than a circus act. My wire theory is true, then that blood on the pottery must not have been the victim's blood, or blood at all. Well, I think they analyzed it for blood. Maybe it's not the victim's blood. Did the police check to see from whom the blood on the pottery came from? Shame on you, Sykes Dono. Have a little more respect for the constabulary. Fulbright! Looks like they didn't check it. Don't let it get you down, Prosecutor Blackwell. Everyone makes mistakes. Spare me your cheek. We will not know either way until the tests are run. True, but in the meantime, I'm going to press my claim as far as I can. Your baldness, I demand that the blood on the pottery be analyzed this instant. Of course, it shouldn't take long to get the results back. Oh my, that was quick. We're history if it turns out to be the victim's blood. Please, please let it be someone else's. I mean, who else is bleeding? Ugh. It seems the blood was not from the victim. What? Furthermore, a comparison with other parties involved with this case reveals that the blood belongs to one Hugh O'Connor. Score! How do you think he injured himself? It was in the art room. I'm gonna take a sip while she's coughing. Your Honor, as we saw earlier, the witness's left hand had suffered a serious injury. He sustained the wound in a struggle with the victim, and his blood got on the pottery. Then Junie saw his blood-stained hands as they passed each other in the first-floor hall. Hugh has a moment of yikes, yeah. It's the only explanation that covers everything.
Objection!
There is but one way now to turn aside her blade, but do not cast the blame on me. Your grudge is with Sykes Dono, for it is she who forces me to expose your secret. Fine, whatever. Wow, how much dirt does he have on Hugh? The court will observe this odd-looking envelope. It was inside this that Miriam Scuttlebutt's script was found. Scuttlebutts? But didn't the prosecution already claim that this envelope was the one that contained her script? Circumstances have changed. You see, Golden Boy had hidden this from us all. Let's see here. My word, talk about the world's most painful paper cut. Indeed, you could clearly see that if this envelope is not opened correctly, a powerful spring-loaded blade will shoot forth, leaving a horrible gash upon the hand. Damn. The only one who had been told of the correct way to open it was Constance Court. Yikes. Miriam wasn't kidding when she said that. That's hiding evidence? Not really. I mean, it's not really relevant to the case directly. The blood on this blade is the witness's. Our genius here tried to sneak a peek at the wrong script and paid for his foolishness. Ouch! This guy's the worst genius I've ever seen. Don't worry, Athena, the wound isn't that deep. We still got the wire theory. Yeah, I've got it. Since the blood by the window overlooking the maintenance area isn't the victim's, there's no longer any basis for denying the body was moved using the wire and banner. We're gonna charge Scuttle with concealing a weapon. To be fair, that was supposed to only go to Constance Court, and she was told how to open it. Scuttlebutt told her that there was a blade in there. If anything, Hugh should be you know, charged with attempted theft, I guess. Therefore, the defense once again asserts just that. I mean, Miriam might be able to be charged with battery for that, for Hugh getting damaged, but I also think that Hugh would probably not get off scot-free. You call yourself a lawyer? Don't you see the glaring contradiction in your thinking? Huh? The court would like to remind the witness that his role is not to point out... And you? How can you adhere to such outdated beliefs? But whatever. It seems you've forgotten the 2 statues that were originally on stage directly below the wire. A body sent sliding down that wire would have crashed into them. Care to explain that away? Why, I believe he's right. The statues on the wire are extremely close together. So the body would have collided with the statues? What if they did collide? Wait, that's it! Speaking of those statues, we still don't know how they were broken. Again, the statue was smashed, yeah. But if we assume the body crashed into them... that would also explain that loud sound we heard while we were in the waiting room. Oh, now that you mention it, you and Mr. Wright went down to the stage after you heard that sound, correct?
Objection!
Interesting. How very interesting. Very, very interesting. It is still waiting, the Deltarune. But may I just ask one question? When was it that you heard said sound? It was a little after the mock trial had started. Mr. Wright and I were practically bored to tears there, waiting in the waiting room when... Precisely. If that sound you heard did happen while the body was being moved. That would place it during the mock trial. Oof. Which means the body wouldn't have been there before the mock trial started. He said he saw the body before the mock trial. If so, then my claim that the body was moved during the mock trial doesn't hold any water. Stupid contradiction. It's going to get me and our case killed. No, that's the next game, where losing gets you killed. The focus was on just 3 suspects because the body was moved before the mock trial. That has been the major premise thus far. Your assertion, therefore, contradicts the very foundation of this case.
Objection!
Both sides still lack incontrovertible motive evidence. So should we not also treat Golden Boy's testimony with some level of suspicion? Good point. Prosecutor Blackquill is on our side? Bet he's figured out the truth behind this case. Well, great, as long as he's not up to something else. If the statues really were broken when the body hit them, then Hugh's statement about seeing the body before the mock trial is a big fat lie. Okay, Mr. O'Connor, let's get to the bottom of this contradiction about when you saw the body. Look me straight in the eyes and repeat your statement to me. Like I said, before the mock trial, the body was, you know... I shall only say this once, Golden Boy. You had best tell the truth and do it now. That is, if your head wishes to enjoy the continued companionship of your body. Yikes! Now, out with it. Did you truly witness the body? Or were you just lying about it? Well, which is it? You what? I never saw the body. Are you sure about that? Lie to this court again and I'll charge you with perjury. There was no body on that stage. I've been lying about that this whole time. I'm sorry. Guess we've exposed Yu's big lie for what it is. But why would he lie about this to begin with? Order. The base premise that the body was moved before the mock trial has been overturned. I imagine this has an impact on both the defense and prosecution's case. Well, first I'd like to thank the prosecutor. This brings us one step closer to the truth. Now at least we know the body was moved using the wire and school banner. Indeed, that much I shall concede, Sykes Dono. The body was moved as you stated, and in the midst of the mock trial. So both sides are satisfied then? The body was moved before the mock trial, we have our 3 suspects. But if the move took place in the midst of the mock trial, it's an entirely different story. Right. All 3 suspects are in the mock trial. That gives them solid alibis.
Objection!
How simplistic. Did you forget about the student in charge of the audio? Amidst the mock trial, she was the one soul who could leave and re-enter the lecture hall. What's this? Who's this person in charge of the audio? Oh no, how could I forget? It was... Indeed, the one who could enter the art room amidst the mock trial to move the body was none other than the accused, Juniper Woods, for she was in charge of the audio. No. Why, yes, I see. That does make perfect sense. This can't be happening. Instead of exposing Hugh's crime, Junie's in even deeper. No matter how you slice it, we're cooked. And here I thought Prosecutor Blackwell was on our side, at least on this issue. The Twisted Samurai strikes again. Twisted? It's more like Dirty Rotten. That's why I don't trust Mr. Edgy McWeeb. For your baldness, it's time to put an end to this farce. The prosecution has presented a quite convincing case, but the defense has one last chance to voice any remaining objections. Well, Miss Sykes? Apollo, we got nothing left. What are we gonna do? I've got nothing. Nada. Niente. I've been trying to think of something, but I'm drawing a big blank, too. Poor Junie. Unless we figure out something, she'll be... Objection. Oh, well, I object to... Stop right there. Criminal scum. All ears to me. It's time you heard about the rare genius of Hugh O'Connor. Listen and you will hear the secret behind my perfect crime. Scratch my ear for a second. Perfect crime? Blackwell's like, oh man, I don't want to deal with this shit. Bring me back to my cell, please. Wait, this is some serious deja vu. Didn't we just go through something like this yesterday? Yes, we did. Better not be another one of his enraging traps. The murder, the moving of the body, the cover-up, it all sprung from my brilliant mind. Well, go ahead, arrest me. The real killer's right before you. Order, I say. Mr. O'Connor, you already confessed yesterday, then earlier today recanted your confession. As if you mouth-breathers could comprehend my genius. The end justifies the means. Now bow down and kneel. Kneel before my great and maddening intellect.
Objection!
Enough. The only thing maddening is the ignominy you bear for all to see. For it is impossible for you to have been the perpetrator behind this crime. Ah! There is no perfect crime, only a perfect alibi, for you were at the mock trial. And it is silly that I must remind you of this, but you are a participant in the entire time. There should be no mercy if you persist in hindering this trial with your silly little act. Hugh doesn't seem the least bit shaken by Blackwell's threat. Listen, Mr. Prosecutor, calling that a perfect ally is beyond contempt. Your Honor, I'd like to take this opportunity to offer further testimony. I'll now demonstrate the very moment of genius that transcended even perfection. Hugh's confession. You won't believe this, but I used a body double. That wasn't the real me at the mock trial. That means I didn't almost lose. My body double almost did. I slipped out stealthily while my double took care of the trial. I had the run of the campus. In short, I'm the killer. Juniper's innocent. I have a question I was hoping the defense and prosecution might help answer. Is it just me, or does the witness's testimony make no sense at all? No, it's not just you, Your Honor. All I got from listening to that was a headache. Yeah, that was just plain weird. Especially the whole thing about a body double. Well, I'm relieved it's not just me. And the prosecution? Your baldness, summon an ambulance this instant. Those witnesses stark raving mad. Yes, I think that would be for the best. Now then, let's pretend that never happened and moved on to my verdict. Hold it! You people don't believe me? It's not a matter of not of believing you. It's more along the lines of questioning your sanity. Yeah, the funny farm just called. They want their genius back. Objection! Shut your pie holes. The intellect of a genius transcends even logic. Besides, don't you guys have that weird device for testimony like this?
Objection!
Widget's not a weird device, and I don't waste them on ridiculous testimonies. Easy there, Tiger. Just think of it this way. We don't want a verdict to be passed just yet. So how about we give Widget a try? Well, this is against my better judgment, but I'd like to conduct a short therapy session. Your better judgment? I'm a judge and it's far beyond mine, yet I find it hard to say no. Prosecutor Blackquill, I trust you have no objections? Prosecutor Blackquill? The prosecutor said, rubbish. We will be out on a stroll. Then left with the Detective Fulbright. How does he get away with stuff like that? Well, he's in prison. He's not getting away with stuff like that. Then I'll interrupt it as a meaning is. Then I'll interpret that to mean as meaning he has no explicit objections. Free therapy. All right, Miss Sykes, you may proceed with your therapy session. Seen my share of crazy trials, but this one takes the cake. Hey, Quillsoft, how you doing? Free therapy, yeah. You won't believe this, but I used a body double. I like how it's like a person just wearing the mask, like Kirby eating a Mii fighter. Cake, yeah. Look at that. Look at that confident gait right there. No, Paulo, you've yet to hear weirder. You just have not banished a ghost yet. He's the spitting image of the blue spy. I love that. He's like, I'm so proud of killing that person. I'm the killer. You were alone with Blackquill to avoid the cringe fest. Why? I thought you didn't like Blackquill. I don't get it. His confession is overflowing with happiness. Maybe he enjoys thinking about how us mouth breathers can't comprehend his genius. This goes way beyond normal happiness. This is advanced happiness. He seems to take an insane level of delight in his confession. Even a normal level of delight would be weird for a confession. Then again, he's not what I'd call normal. Hugh, why are you confessing? Who is this really for? I mean, isn't that obvious? I feel like this is a kid who's out of control emotion. I'm happy. Mr. O'Connor, yesterday you said that you didn't really care about Miss Woods anymore. Yeah, well, Juniper reported my secret to Professor Court. His secret? Oh, the bribe. She wanted nothing to do with me because I had disappointed her. That's why I don't care about her anymore. I was never trying to protect her. My confession was always about one thing and one thing only. The truth.
Objection!
Mr. O'Connor, you feel great happiness in the fact that you might help set Miss Woods free. Doesn't this game take place, like, around now? Apollo Justice, the previous game, takes place in 2026. This takes place in 2027. And then Spirit of Justice is 2028. So yeah, we're almost all caught up with the timeline. The previous game takes place in 2026. So much so that it overshadowed all of your other emotions. What are you... I can hear it clearly now, Mr. O'Connor. The discord you've been trying to suppress. Can't wait for Widget to be real. Somewhere the nation of Japanifornia is real. People don't normally feel like you do when you confessed. I don't have a Discord command, Quillsoft. Also, you're in there already, aren't you? 2025 being the start of a new dark age of the law feels prophetic. Yeah. Making a joke because someone randomly said the word Discord. Oh. Gosh. So Hugh really was trying to protect Juniper? Yes, I'm sure of it. Hugh's feelings for her are the real deal. That means his confession is... Finally figured out the obvious, have we? Why, Prosecutor Blackwell, you're back. The confession was naught but lies, save for the part about being in the mock trial. Can we all agree now that the killer is the one in charge of the audio, i.e. the accused? Bird up. Burp, burp, burp. Ah, why couldn't you have taken a longer stroll? No, you haven't unraveled the genius of my body double trick yet. You can't be serious. Do you really expect us to believe you had a body double? Yes, I do. But if you think I didn't, then prove it. Either way, we quit here and Juniper's found guilty, or we play along with Hugh's delusion. Let's go with the least worst choice, but first let me update his testimony. Caw. Hey, Indigo, thank you for the raid. How you doing? What were you streaming tonight? Animal Crossing? In anticipation of the update this week? That's coming out on Thursday, the update. I don't know if I'll be streaming it like day one. I might wait. Not bad, just waiting the 3 days until Switch 2 Edition comes out. Yep. That wasn't real me at the mock trial. Happiness. Surprise. Indigo demands 6 million bells or I'll never be free. Evidence works, you smarsh. You're supposed to prove a falsifiable fact, not an unfalsifiable one. Falsifiable one, yeah. Body double? What a bunch of baloney. I know, but I can hear the noise. It means there's a contradictory emotion somewhere. Contradictory emotion? Everything he says is one big contradiction. Right, and that's why I could hear his inner voice loud and clear. If we just think about Hugh and his competitive nature, we should be able to figure out the root cause of his discord. Oh, there's the word discord. It's the fact that he feels nothing when he says, that means I almost didn't lose.
Got it.
Didn't almost lose, you say? Very odd. You exhibited happiness the entire time, except during the statement. You don't know when to give up. Wait, now that I think about it... No, don't stop. Stop making stuff up. When I left the lecture hall... My ear... wait, what? Oh, the beeping? I'm sorry. It was during Professor Means' pre-trial speech. Certainly an outfit choice for a lawyer. Yeah, I have all the alternate costumes on. After this case, I'm switching them all back. That's when I moved the body. I then slipped in back, just before the verdict. So you're saying you were there the moment your double was about to lose? Yes, I was. Naturally, I wasn't happy when I saw that. The crackle. There was a crackle? Oh, that's not good. In any case, I was at the far end of the lecture hall, behind my screen. Figured no one would see me if I came and went through the doors there.
Objection!
Sykes don't know. How much longer will you indulge him in this charade? While it's true that none in the audience might see him go through either of those doors, the faculty seats on the balconies are a different story and have a splendid view. I thought you could do better than that. The lawyer's bench is on the right side when facing the front of the hall. I use the door on the right side near the lawyer's bench. Sometimes audio feed gets nutty. Wait, mine? Like, is something is something going wrong? Hold on. Let me make sure that everything's plugged in properly here. Okay. I just want to make sure everything's secure. Not with your stream, just in general. Alright. That means my movements are only visible to someone on the left balcony seat. That seat was empty at the time, which is only natural. Nothing for you. Okay. Hey, dummy. After all, it belonged to Professor Court, and as we all know, she was already dead by then. That can't be right. Wait, I'm kind of lost here. What just happened? Lawyer's bench is on the right side when facing the front of the hall. I used the bench on the right. I used the door on the right side near the lawyer's bench. It means my movements were only visible by someone in the left balcony seat. That seat was empty at the time, which is only natural. After all, it belonged to Professor Court, and as we all know, she was already dead by then. Defense would slip out this way, and Court's not the same size as the defense. Professor Means would have seen him leave. So that means both seats were empty. An empty balcony seat on the left side contradicts this piece of evidence.
Take that!
No, Blackwell's not daddy. They are a try-hard weeb. Exactly my type. I remember watching a video that had its various participants communicating via VC. There's a point when one of the players' mics cracked like a firecracker. Ugh. You know, fair, I'm into nerds. I have no idea where this contradiction is going, but I don't have any other moves at this point. Guess I'll just have to follow it and see where this takes me. You said the left balcony seat was empty, but was it really? I saw it with my own eyes. It was definitely empty. But what about this diagram? According to this, Professor Means was supposed to be seated in the left balcony seat. But if you left the lecture hall during his pre-trial speech, he would have been standing there at his seat addressing the students and faculty. God, no, this can't be right. Wait, I thought he was like on, oh no, he wasn't on stage delivering the speech, because we saw the footage. Y'all, we're all nerds here, yeah. You do no one any favors by exposing the falsities of his confession. I've told plenty of lies so far, but this part is true, I tell you. There was nobody in the left balcony seat. You gotta believe me. It doesn't seem like he's lying this time. Okay, Mr. O'Connor, let's have you testify again, but this time don't spare any details. You got it. I'll repeat it as many times as you'd like. I mean, my ingenious escape act warrants repeating, considering I'm the real killer. All I really care about is whether or not that seat was empty. Second floor seat was deserted. Why won't you believe me? It's true, I tell you. I went out through the back door without anyone noticing. Then, all I had to do was go through the empty audio control room. It leads into the hallway, so I was perfectly capable of moving the body.
Got it!
I detected powerful sadness and fear right after you said this part. It's as if you'd said something you shouldn't have. Gonna head to bed and be a good cat boy. Have a good stream, y'all. Night-night. Thank you, Indigo. You have a great sleep. Thank you for rating. Why don't we just ask the person in the other seat if they were in the seat? Or are they both dead? I just missed that part. No. But they're not at the stand right now. They couldn't do that. As if you'd said something you shouldn't have. What's wrong with you? You shouldn't reveal a person's inner feelings for all to see. Mr. O'Connor, it's you who is revealing your inner emotions by the way you speak. Plus, I have a good idea about why you're feeling sad. You're a horrible person. Can't you just leave me be? You said that you went through the empty audio control room, but that's not true, is it? There was someone who returned from there once Professor Means finished his speech. And that someone who was in the audio control room was...
Take that!
I know you realize there was a problem with your statement just as you were saying it. That's why you felt so uneasy. If the audio control room really was empty, that would mean Miss Woods was roaming around the campus. Ah! Mr. O'Connor, if you really want to protect Miss Woods, just tell the truth. If you really believe in her, revealing the truth is the same as protecting her. Juniper's innocent. That's the truth. But in this dark age of the law, the truth can be easily twisted to serve anyone's needs. When the end justifies the means, your only choice is to fight back with lies. Hugh's heart won't hold out under this battle between truth and lies. Get the cognitive dissonance. Is there something I can make him recant his false I could do to make him recant his false testimony? I fear nothing now that I've lost everything. Go ahead, Prosecutor Blackquill. Cut me down if you wish. Thought you'd never ask. With you gone, we may swiftly proceed to the verdict. Yeah. He broke out of his shackles again! I don't want to be the poor accountant down at the detention center. Hugh O'Connor, in deference to your valor, I will limit your suffering with one clean blow.
Hold it!
Could you wait just one moment before you cut him down?
Silence!
Do not come between a samurai and his foe, Sykes Dono. Ah! Never learned about this in law school. Careful, Prosecutor. Remember that shocking experience you had last time. Very well, Golden Boy. You may live. For now. Enough already, Mr. O'Connor. Miss Woods would never want you to protect her this way. She values the friendship between the three of you more than anything. That's where you're wrong. She doesn't feel anything for me now. What does it matter anymore? Might as well tell you everything. This is no doubt news to you, but I'm not and never was a genius. Why are there weapons in the courtroom? Yeah, I don't know. Sorry, but I already knew. Me too. And don't forget me, though in all fairness, it was pretty obvious. I thought he was a genius at first, but the stuff he said was crazy. Don't need to rub it in, just shut up and listen. Burdley-coated man. He claims to be a genius, but he's not. It all started several days ago. I accidentally learned that my parents have been paying good money for my grades. But that's bribery. For vibes. So the bribery wasn't Hugh's idea? All of my perfect scores were the product of cold hard cash, not genius. Even worse, when I confronted my parents about it over the phone. Definition of gifted kid burnout. Juniper overheard me. I mean, I don't even think he was a gifted kid. His parents were just paying for his grades. Oh my, what a terrible misunderstanding. I've been living a lie. I don't know what else there is to say. I'm no genius. I'm completely worthless. A perfect 0. Hugh. Even so, I still want to make it up to Juniper for disappointing her like that. That's why I wanted to clear her name by pinning the blame on me. I mean, she probably hates me now, so it'd be a relief for her to see me locked away. You were trying to help her, then why'd you testify against her? You were the ones who told me to tell the truth yesterday, so I thought if I did, it would help her. He wasn't trying to provoke us? Looks like we seriously misunderstood him, in more ways than one. Damn, dude, honestly, bro, same, yeah. At the detention center yesterday, Junie was in tears when she opened up to me. But the truth is, the friendship between the three of them is still rock solid. If there was something that could help me prove that to Hugh... I know, what about that proof of friendship they mentioned? I I wonder where or what it is. I didn't buy it. We just saw this. It's handmade, and there's only one like it in the world. Maybe it's... No, that's definitely it. That band around his neck. Mr. O'Connor, that band around your neck, that's your proof of friendship, isn't it? Proof of friendship? Is that anything like a proof of purchase barcode? In court, evidence is everything. That's why the three friends created friendship bands. It's the evidence that proves their friendship. Oh, how very interesting. And chic. Chic tweets. Chic blue sky posts. He's wearing a collar like a good boy. Okay, I'll shut up. God damn. If they have any doubts about their friendship, they could look to the proof they have on hand. That's why Mr. O'Connor's hand always goes to his neck when he's pressured. It proves he still has feelings of friendship towards the other two. It doesn't matter if I wear if those two...
Objection!
But they feel the same way too. I know they wear their friendship band somewhere. Junie and Robin must both feel the same as Hugh. I just know it. Everything Hugh said leads me to believe that. In fact, he may also have just told me that the others wear their proof of friendship. Where they're hard to spot, they aren't wearing them now, where they're easy to touch. All we have to do is think back to their testimonies. Ready? Miss Newman holds her arm when pressured. And Miss Woods holds her wrist. Why is there only one like it in the world? Well, they're unique. It's a set of 3. I know Miss Woods very well. She would never abandon her friendship with you over something like this. And taking the blame for her will only succeed in making her terribly sad.
Robin, those bands of friendship that you made, just for the 3 of us. You may have forgotten about them, but not me.
Hugh! Hey, Hugh!
And to think, I should have known better than to doubt my best friends.
Guy cries like a weenie, not gonna lie. I didn't kill anyone. And I didn't have a body double. I didn't move the body. I didn't even see it. And it may look like I'm speed reading. Zen in the art of mastering the bar exam, but I haven't read a single word. Well, you could have fooled me, and in fact, you kind of did. That's what he said. It's just Birdly. Yeah, he's Birdly coded. He's not smart. He's not as smart as he said he was. And he misinterpreted his friendship with people. Hugh. And he's blue. So, Miss Sykes, can I place my trust in you? I'm going to save Junie, so yes, you can place your trust in me. And I am to understand that this witness is recanting his confession. Again. Yes. You're a weenie. Weh. A most roundabout trial. I prefer the turnabout variety myself. Now we are back to the fact that there was but one suspect who lacked an alibi. Which is, in the end, the truth you've been seeking this entire time. So we're back to square one? I'm exhausted and depressed. He was just a Deltarune reference. You know what you're doing. Yeah, I do know what I'm doing. Anyway, this game came out before Undertale came out, so no, there's no Undertale reference. Did provide evidence that a seat was empty. Yeah, kicking my butt later. Okay. Probably doesn't matter at this point, but I might as well update the mood matrix. Huh? Wait, does this mean... For the resistance is futile. The time for a verdict is nigh.
Objection!
You'll be able to kick my butt in a few things in a couple weeks. Please wait. What sort of devilry are you up to now? What if our client isn't the only one without an alibi? The trial would continue, right? Well, yes, I suppose it would. But after such a thorough investigation, does such a person really exist? Birdley's a Hugh reference. Yes, we found someone. May have seemed like a major roundabout. But Mr. O'Connor's testimony has cracked this case. There's no more noise. He's telling the truth now. During the mock trial, the balcony seat opposite of him really was empty. Which means now there is one more person accounted for. Besides Junie, the only other person without an alibi during the mock trial is... Well, if both seats were empty, both teacher seats were empty, and Constance is dead, that only leaves, obviously, Statue Man here.
Take that!
The balcony seat was empty. That much is true, isn't it, Mr. O'Connor? That's right. How many more times do I have to say it? So basically, Professor Means wasn't where he was supposed to be during the mock trial.
Silence.
Need I remind you, every last soul in the lecture hall heard him deliver his speech.
Objection!
I know, and that's not in dispute here. Now let me explain how a speech could be given from an empty seat. It was pre-recorded, given from hiding, given later. What if the speech was pre-recorded? That's the only way the speech could have been delivered from an empty balcony seat. Wait, are you accusing Professor Means? That's insane! I mean, he's the one who gave me the tape recorder. Take this to the police, he said, and tell them you found it. What? Really? Wait a second. Mr. O'Connor, did you say that Professor Means gave that phony recording to you? Phony? The defense will refrain from hurling unsubstantiated allegations. Oh, he said he gave it to me, but what do you mean it's phony? Wow, who could have seen this development? Identify as a fake. Professor Means used Hugh to pass it on to the police. That item's been updated like 5 times. The voice shouting, "You're a goner," is recorded on this tape. Was dubbed onto it using a line our client said in the mock trial video. Why, this is an extremely crucial piece of evidence. Professor Means gave Hugh the phony tape. If that's really true, then Professor Means has guilt written all over him. Your Honor, the defense moves to call Professor Aristotle Means to the stand.
Silence.
Humph. The seat was never empty. 'Twas but an oversight by our dullard of a witness. An inmate who was formerly a surgeon once told me something. He said it's often all too easy to overlook critical symptoms.
Objection!
Well, we're not going to overlook this oversight. If the speech was pre-recorded, the basis for suspecting our client would be shattered. Let's check with Professor Means and see whether that empty seat was a witness oversight. A verdict without first looking into that would be inconceivable. That's enough, both of you. Now here's my opinion on the matter. Taco Bell is delicious. While a surgeon overlooking critical symptoms is a problem, a witness's oversight too must not be overlooked. Thus as to the matter of whether Professor Means was or was not in his faculty seat. I believe we must ask the professor himself. Objection, shut your ass up, Athena. I agree, Professor Means should be here in the gallery today. Humph. Do as you please. It's really weird again that the gallery used to be those spots behind the attorneys, but now it's like by the witness stand. And those spots up there are just empty. Oh, wow, we're really just not taking a break here, huh? Will you please state your name and occupation for the record? Certainly, I am Aristotle Means. I teach the lawyer course at Themis Legal Academy, and let me add that while I welcome any opportunity to assist with the trial, I don't care for this undue suspicion. Don't worry, Professor. We're just interested in the mock trial video right now. We just need to take another look at that speech you gave. Can we count on your cooperation in this? Very well, if that's all you're interested in. Please proceed, Miss Sykes. Need to find some sort of evidence that shows his speech was pre-recorded. Alright, I believe we're ready. Let's roll the video. Roll that beautiful bean footage. Nope. Good afternoon. I would like to start by thanking you for coming here today. The mock trial, the crown jewel event of the school festival, will begin shortly. When I was a student, I too could hardly wait for this day to come. Nope. What? What? Nope. What? What's happening? Oh no, I'd forgotten how long and boring his speech was. Humph. Wake me up once this is over. Hey, no fair. Mean's smile is bleh. Yeah, no, it is. It's very creepy. It's very straight, while his mouth is not. The experiences of our youth have a powerful and profound effect on our adult... Ah, you there. Wake up. Pay attention. Huh? Ah! I'm awake, I'm awake. Isn't that right, Your Honor? What? I'm awake too. Wide awake, see? Once again, our pure white Lady Justice will be watching over all of you today. Pay attention, you may make a difference one day. Now let the mock trial begin. That is about it. One of my better speeches, if I do say so myself. Even Simon's asleep. Well, Simon purposely went to sleep. Now I like Blackwell a bit. You little shit. I even saw some of our students with tears in their eyes. He's obviously not familiar with the phrase bored to tears. Listen, Sykes Dono, if you have subjected me to this epic study in tedium without purpose, Taka will feast on your tongue after I've cut it out. Ah! But you were asleep the whole time. Well, Miss Sykes, did you notice anything strange about that speech? Can I please hear that last part again? Pure white Lady Justice, yeah. There's no white Lady Justice there. There's a gold one. But we know where there was a pure white Lady Justice. Here. Or messed up here.
Hold it!
There. Finally found what we needed. Professor Means, I only have one question about your speech. Why does that last part we just heard contradict with this?
Take that!
The professor said the pure white Lady Justice would be watching over them. But the Lady Justice in the video isn't even close to being white. It's as gold can be. I'm not sure I could wrap my jaw around that to test its authenticity. I didn't say it was made of gold, Your Honor. Now, it's true that the statue is pure white. But it broke before the mock trial began. The one you see here is its replacement. Oh, well, that's a shame on every account. Ironically, this golden statue sticks out like a sore thumb compared to the white one, meaning the professor wouldn't have made such a mistake in its color if he'd been present. Seems I have caused some confusion, but it was merely an oversight on my part.
Objection!
The statue was in the middle of the room. How could you not know what it looked like? Well, I was in a balcony seat. Furthermore, the statue had previously been white. I'm afraid this isn't sufficient evidence of the speech being pre-recorded. Darkseid, come to the dark side, Karma. Enjoy Blackwell. He has Darkseid as Oreos. I mean, he looks like an Oreo. He's black and white. His hair looks like an Oreo. We had our answer long ago. The accused was the only one to leave the lecture hall. No, wait. There's gotta be something we can prove that the speech was pre-recorded with. According to the mock trial video. Speech started here and ended here. It was a little over 10 minutes, but I doubt anyone wants to be tortured again. If only it was only a little over 10 minutes, it felt like it went on forever. But alas, he is not a mint Oreo. No. He might be if Taka's counted, he might be a chocolate cream Oreo. Does he taste like an Oreo? He tastes like a Coca-Cola Oreo, but not the Oreo Coca-Cola. How'd you figure out how long that was? Easy, there's a timestamp in the top right. I don't know how you didn't see that, dipshit. All you have to do is subtract the time the speech started from the time it ended. Speech goes from the 10-minute mark to 20:35. Wait a second. I could swear I've seen the same interval of time listed among the evidence. Maybe there's a way for me to show to you. Maybe there's a way for me to use the speech time to show it was pre-recorded. Voice print analysis. This tape has about 10 minutes and 35 seconds of noise requiring further testing.
Take that!
I would like the court to take a look at this. Maybe he was the one that wailed on your ass that one night. No, that was gravity. That was gravity and an old piece of sidewalk that caught my foot. Still have the hypertrophic scar from that, by the way. It's never going away unless I get it, like, operated on. It's to be fair, it's mostly unnoticeable now. It's just kind of like a weird patch of, like, wrinkly skin. But it is still there after all this time. Hey, Andori, thank you for the raid! Did I spell that right? Yes, I did. I'm fine. Like, it's barely noticeable. Like, if you look at the back of my hand, it's not even miscolored anymore. It's back to pale-ass white. It just looks weird up close because the texture is weird. And it itches sometimes because the skin is, like, very... What happens is when it's healing, when it healed, there was too much collagen being produced in that part of the skin. It was, like, overcompensating for the wound. And that's what leaves a hypertrophic scar like that. When it happened, it was bad, yeah. At least my kneecap healed up. My kneecap healed up perfectly. How goes? Pretty good. Just finishing up case 3 of Dual Destinies. How you doing? What were you streaming? I'd like the court to take a look at this. And this is the voice print analysis that proves the voice in the tape recorder belongs to our client. You know, it's funny, too, because I got injured the same day I started streaming the first Edgeworth game. So we're coming full circle here, bringing this up again now. Yes, but didn't we just establish that the voice in the tape recorder was a fabrication? We did, but what I'd like to focus on is the noise that's also there. Noise. Yes, the defense believes it resulted when the tape's previous recording was erased. Humph. What do you hope to prove by that? The length of the noise is what's important. It's 10 minutes and 35 seconds in all. And what did the timestamp read at the moment Professor Means' speech began? That would be exactly 10 o'clock. Or 10 minutes. Let's fast forward this long-winded exercise in boredom to the end. Okay, stop. The video timestamp now reads 20:35. Based on this, we know the time it took for the speech alone. Right, subtract 10 minutes and you get 10 minutes and 35 seconds. 10 minutes and 35 seconds? We are now full onion ring here. I could go for an onion ring. Right, 10 minutes and 35 seconds. The same as the noise in the tape recording. I assume you all understand what this means. What this professor means. Oh! Professor Means' pre-recorded speech had been where the noise is now.
Silence.
You seem rather confident considering this is a mere happenstance match of numbers.
Objection!
But is it really just numbers? The police are analyzing the noise as we speak. It won't be long until we know what was originally there. Now I'm sure of it. The professor was trying to create an alibi with the recording. Doing good. Sorry, I was getting food. We're streaming Neo. Oh, nice. Blooming onion with the liquid crack sauce sounds bomb right now. I don't know if I could go for an entire blooming onion. I haven't had Outback in forever. Last time I ordered it was very disappointing. Been a hot minute since I had an onion ring. Finding a random ring in the fry bag was the best. That happened to me a couple weeks ago. I think last time I got fries anywhere, that happened to me. by pinning the crime on Junie. Well, he's not going to get away with it. Not on my watch. He's not going to get away with this. Miss Sykes. I believe you are well aware of my methodology. Even if Juniper were the perpetrator, I would vigorously defend her, as per my word. And to that purpose, I offered to be her lawyer. Alas, look what's happened. All I've stated are obvious deductions derived from evidence and testimony. Truth be told, I had no intention of testifying. I had been keeping quiet for Juniper's sake. But now that you cast this blame upon me, I have no choice but to reveal the truth. Can I unapologetically kill a blooming onion by myself? One year my house is always sold out of them and they're perfectly crispy. Man, I used to love, like, the burgers at Outback Steak. I could go for, like, an actual, like, good burger right now. Like a burger, not good burger, but good burger.
Kitchen!
Yes, sir?
Make our burgers bigger!
Bigger, but they're already...
Bigger! Bigger!
Uh-oh, this doesn't sound good. I will now reveal the truth behind why I had to pre-record my speech before the mock trial. I, Professor Means, always say what I mean and mean what I say, by all means. Professor Means' testimony. The defendant came to me with what she said was very important and by necessity secret. She asked me to pre-record my speech and come to the audio room during the mock trial. Juniper confessed to the murder and asked that I get her declared innocent in court. She also said I'd become an accomplice after losing my alibi due to the pre-recording. But when I said I would protect Juniper, I meant it because it's the humane thing to do. Oh my, so you're saying the defendant threatened you? This has got to be a lie. I mean, everything about it lines up too perfectly to be true. On this most consequential of occasions, let me be completely frank with you. Juniper has truly taken to heart my teachings that state the end justifies the means. I don't believe you. When she asked me to defend her, she said I must also prove her two friends innocent. Her two friends, the witnesses. Correct, Hugh O'Connor and Robin Newman. I was to ensure all three walked free. All three were to achieve their dream. That was the result Juniper was seeking. And she was even willing to threaten me, her own professor, to that end. You no doubt had high praise for her ruthless tactics. Yes, well, that is why I vowed to vigorously defend her despite her threatening me. There was a time when lawyers merely sought the truth if they wished for victory in court. But alas, those days are over. Now in the defense of justice, order, and all that is good, the end justifies the means. I am so sick of hearing that phrase. Though it truly grieves me so, I must tell you this. Forsake the truth if it's victory you seek. Steel yourself for this new courtroom reality. That does it. He's gonna regret dragging those dismal, depressing ideas in here. Since he's already surrendered to the dark age of the law, it's up to me to fight it. Why so silent, Sykes Dono? Something the matter? This is a court of law. Sir, this is a Wendy's. It's no place for long-winded talks about idealistic principles. That's why I'm going to let the evidence do the talking. Let's not get carried away now, Miss Sykes. It will not do to have you attempting to discredit my doctrine. Do not force me to rectify this situation. I get the end justifies the means, and his name is Means, yeah. And his first name's Aristotle, like the philosopher. No, go ahead and rectify it. Only if I lose and you win, that is. Can I have some chili? Don't say that, because now I'm going to want to end the stream and make a can of chili, which I shouldn't be eating more than, like, once a week or so.
Hold it!
I doubt our client would have come to you with something like that. You have a point there. If only Professor Court had been alive, I suspect Juniper would have gone to her instead. So our client came to talk to you after Professor Court was dead. Let's go through this step by step, shall we? First, Juniper came to me that day. Are you suggesting it was our client who told you to fake an alibi? You have every reason to be surprised. I too was shocked when she told me that. Simply put, Juniper has a secret that she wished to protect very badly. Much as I hate to say it, I need to get to bed. Well, good night, Merc. Thank you for stopping by. Always appreciate it. Is he kidding me? That lie couldn't be further from the truth. The problem is, how am I going to expose it? It was an earnest request from an outstanding student. How could I possibly have refused?
Hold it!
Did you consider that a threat? Yes, but now it's you whom she has passed her demands on to. Miss Sykes, you must realize that you too are being used by Juniper. What? Your Honor, I ask that you too do not let her feigned weakness and innocence fool you. Juniper Woods is quite clever and extremely tough. And perhaps most important of all, she is a fervent follower of my teachings.
Objection!
Your Honor, the witness's testimony is nothing but an attack on our client's character. Very well, objection sustained. So be it. Nevertheless, the fact that she threatened me is immutable. Wow, he shut you up means...
Hold it!
How could you overlook such a threat? As a teacher, it's your duty to discipline students. Yes, well, perhaps I do have some serious reflection to do on this matter. I suppose it was just wishful thinking on my part. I wanted to believe that Juniper hadn't actually committed murder, and that she hadn't meant to threaten me. Really? Please do explain. Long had I waited for a student who would embody my teachings. Does the witness realize what he's saying? Surely you must see the true meaning in my words. I'm merely staying true to what I teach, and my methods are but a reflection of the times. Oh wow, his way of thinking is really warped. I haven't heard any inconsistencies yet. Sorry, I had a burp. Oh wow, his way of thinking is really warped, but I haven't heard any inconsistencies yet. I wouldn't be so sure. Really? More he tries to avoid logical inconsistencies in his testimony, more likely we'll see inconsistencies between his actions and words. It is a dark age in which we live in, and there is much I would like to say on the matter.
Hold it!
You were trying to protect our client? Yeah, right. He'll say anything to pin the blame on Junie. What a frightful look. I would ask you that you not glare at me so. I have nothing but admiration for how Juniper was willing to go as far as to threaten me. That is why I'm protecting her by any means possible. She has been a model student. Liar, you're trying to pin the blame on her. How am I going to show that what he's saying isn't really what he's thinking? You cannot possibly overturn my claim, so isn't it about time you admitted defeat? After all, if my unassailable logic is not truth, then what is? If he thinks I'm going to give in to his pack of lies, he's got another thing coming. I'm gonna find a hole in his story, even if it's the last thing I do. Fucking gaslighting. Even though he's rotten to the core, he's a total pro. I mean, that all made perfect sense. Yeah, but you can't believe a word he says. Making this up as he goes along. He'll trip up on his own words yet. Time to see how inconsistently the professor's testimony matches up with his actual actions. Juniper confessed to the murder, asked that I get her declared innocent in court. Just said become an accomplice after losing my alibi due to the pre-recording. When I said to protect Juniper, it's the mean thing to do.
Hold it!
I'm wondering if maybe pressing an earlier statement now, after pressing all of them, will do anything different. How many statements are here? 5.
Hold it! Objection! Hold it!
This way of thinking is totally warped. I haven't heard any inconsistencies yet. The more he tries to avoid, the more likely we'll see inconsistencies between his actions and words. Become an accomplice after losing my alibi due to the pre-recording. But if it was overdubbed, wouldn't that not prove that it was pre-recorded? That would remove proof it was pre-recorded, right? I don't think that's right, though.
Objection!
No, it's not. He's the brain blast? No, that's later. Wait till you see how this case ends. It's something.
Hold it!
I didn't mean to press again, damn it.
Hold it!
Press this last one again, though, just to be thorough. She asked me to pre-record my speech and come to the audio room during the mock trial. Faculty seat screen. Is it the diagram? Is it because the audio room's closer to court seat?
Objection!
Nope, that wasn't it either. Urgh. Alright, let me see what statement we need. Mind letting your slightly senior partner help out a little now? If you insist. Actually, I could really use the help. Well, I find this statement suspicious. You should find the answer if you take a good look at the evidence. Thanks, Apollo. Get used to this more humble version of you, you know? Oh, it's the last thing. When I said to protect Juniper, it meant it because it's the main thing to do. Would it be the tape recorder, or maybe the all because it had Junie's fingerprints on it?
Objection!
Nope, that wasn't it. Protect Juniper, it's the main thing to do. Yeah, it might be the tape recorder.
Objection!
Yeah. I was like, wait, but like, why would that incriminating, if he had the tape recorder, why would the incriminating sound bit be on there? Cluck. Hey, Atman, how you doing? So let me get this straight. You were trying to help Miss Woods? Ha! That's nothing more than a bald-faced lie. No offense, Your Honor. Such defamation of my character and your hair follicles, Your Honor. It is an outrage. Miss Sykes will clarify her statement, but leave my hair follicles out of it this time. Yes, of course, Your Honor. Now please take a look at this. Witness gave this tape to Mr. O'Connor. Then he slyly whispered, "Take this to the police and tell them you found it." There was no whispering, slyly or otherwise, involved. I simply did that out of kindness.
Objection!
The tape contained our client's voice. In short, it's incredibly damaging evidence. Why would it even exist if the witness wasn't trying to pin the murder on our client? They say the road to hell is paved with good intentions, but not yours. You never had good intentions, only lies to protect yourself, while blaming others. You, Professor, are the embodiment of the dark age of the law. Dark age of the law. Why, you little... You dare call my teachings and methods lies? Themis Legal Academy is a proud institution. It's the most powerful in the world. You'll never forget what true education and lawyering means once I'm through with you. Huh? Professor Means? What's with your hair? Quiet! No talking in class! Ow! The Greek helmet, yeah. Homeroom, October 26th. Ears and eyes up here, everyone. Homeroom is now in session. We will begin with roll call. Athena Sykes. Themis Legal Academy Lawyer Course Register is what he's holding. He's gone Spartan. Huh? Oh, here? Apollo Justice. I'm fine. Or I mean here. Fool! Proper response is here without any extraneous information. Ouch! I mean, here. Next, Your Honor. Here. See, class, that's the proper way to answer. Simon Blackquill. Assault, yeah. I said Simon Blackquill. Are you here or not? There's always one, isn't there? Well, then I'll just mark you absent. Now get out of my class this instant. Get out? Very well, if that's your wish. Who am I to defy my homeroom teacher? Is that such a good idea? Prosecutor Blackquill is free of his shackles. Just so happens I was a member of my high school's disciplinarian committee. But is that really so shocking? Ugh. Constabulary lapdog to teacher's pet. What a malleable mutt you are, Fulbright. Very good, Bobby. You just earned a gold star and a promotion to head disciplinarian. Alright, class is now in session. All might, I mean Fulbright. What a sudden urge to go to the nurse's office with a stomach ache. Main point, Juniper is the killer. I am innocent. Pay attention. I'm not the killer. Juniper is. This will be on the next test, so you had better listen. You better be listening.
Objection!
Handwriting's not very good. Such a baddie. I need Simon Blackquill in your life. This is why I miss Gumshoe. At least he doesn't shock people. But Professor, you created the phony tape to pin the blame on Juniper. Plus, you were the only one who could have moved the body during the mock trial. Please note, I was not at school. Athena, you disappoint me so. To think you would label me a murderer. Now pay attention. The murder occurred on the 23rd between 6 and 8 p.m. I was already home by that time, so how could I have been involved in this crime?
Objection!
Professor Means, can you really prove that you had gone home by that time? Could you prove that I was still at school? No. No, I can't. So you admit it. Well, you just earned extra credit for your honesty. Yeah, dummy referenced Katsuki Bakugo. Yeah, but Atman also referenced All Might before that. Man, I love My Hero Academia. I haven't seen the last season yet. Or the newest season. Is it over? I know the manga's over. I can prove you're a bitch-ass homies. But you have also earned yourself lavatory cleaning duties until you graduate. Ew! I do enough of that at the office. I thought that was Apollo's job. No way, man! I totally object! Robin? I can't believe I fell for the professor's silver-tongued lies. Why, you? How dare you talk about your teacher like that? I'm not listening to you anymore, man. No way, no how. Now I have a confession to make. You know those 2 statues that were on stage? I didn't make them all by myself. Those were a weird read, but whatever. Statues on stage? I want to know where this is headed. Those are massive eyebrows. Wait, on who? I was able to finish one of them, but the last bell rang before I had time for the other one. Direction, yes, we can. Very much so. Check his paid hours, his clock in and clock out, the damn school cameras. Or, much more accurately, we could just check this fucking photo right here at 6:01 p.m. on October 23rd. And 6:03, that clearly shows Professor Means on campus at 6. Like, those are hair bands. Oh. Oh! Yeah. No, that's not... Those aren't eyebrows. I thought you played these already, Atman. I know you played the original trilogy. You haven't played the new one yet? I know you played, Apollo Justice, because your favorite breakdown is the fourth cases, which I screamed when I did that on stream. So I asked Professor Means to make it for me. In other words, the professor was there on the stage after the last bell? Don't memorize the games for replay value. Oh, wow. That's pretty impressive that you could just forget them like that. I forget points, but like this basic plot is still stuck in my head. Right, and it would have been way past 7 p.m. before he could have finished. Professor Means was still at school? This is incredibly important testimony. I also like that they can't render more than one person at the witness stand. So Means is just, like, not there anymore. Professor told me I'll take care of it. Thought my parents would let me be an artist if I said I'd made both statues myself. I'm so sorry for not telling the truth! Robin. Quick, somebody get this juvenile delinquent out of my sight! Simon, you're head honcho among the delinquents. Do something! Duh! And who's in charge of the class pet around here? Not interested. But if you want a class in swordsmanship, I'm your man. Of course, only real blades will do. No swords at school. All weapons will be confiscated. Grr! Nurse! Nurse! Where's a school nurse when you need one? Testimony. Forget entire games the second those credits roll. There are a couple that I'm like that with, but especially since I started streaming, much less so. It would seem Sykes Dono seeks a showdown, Professor. In which case, you would do well to draw your staff, quick as lightning. Why don't you play Great Ace Attorney? That witness stand gets crowded as fuck. Oh, I've played it. I've streamed it. I've streamed the games in timeline order. So I started with Great Ace Attorney, then I did Original Trilogy, then Edgeworth Duology, and now I'm doing Apollo Justice. So I only have one more game to go after this. I want it because, you know, the prevailing theory going around this year is that Ace Attorney 7 is going to be announced at some point soon. So I kind of want to finish the series before then, so that we're all caught up on stream, including the investigations. Nice. Very well, then I will just have to prove my innocence myself. The real lessons begin in second period. Prepare to be served, old school style. What does that? Oh, never mind. Your testimony, please. Even the judge is sick of this shit. Professor Means' work of art. Now pay attention. Robin took over half a day to complete one statue. I, however, finished most of the other statue between 7 and 8:30 p.m. The defendant Junipers saw the two statues with their own eyes at 8:30 p.m. Completing a statue so quickly meant I could not leave the stage for a single second. How could I have possibly had time to go to the art room and commit murder? Hunting shiny Pokemon for hours. If someone managed to get a shiny of every other Pokemon in the zone except the stupid electric lizard you want. You're saying the defendant saw the finished statues? Precisely. She said so herself at the detention center yesterday. Her defense team was there and heard her say so too. Don't try to deny it now. Oh, right, the professor was there when that matter came up. Before I address the professor's charges, I have a question for Robin. How hard would it be to complete a statue like that in 1.5 hours? It'd probably take me at least twice as LONG. So personally, I think it would be incredibly difficult to finish it in that short a time. Didn't exactly help our case. But he won't get off that easy. He's bound to stumble over his own slippery means. That's what he calls his penis. The slippery means. You think it's also, like, statue white like the rest of his body? I mean, it probably is. I could say something even worse than that, so be thankful that that's as far as I went with that. Alright, I'm just gonna take an L here so I can, restart this testimony with full health. Those glasses on his nose are merely a suggestion. Yeah, I know. They're so tiny. Wow, this load time. I'll go ahead and save, too. Now pay it. Robin took over half a day to complete one statue. Thank God you don't have to replay the entire chapter. No, the newest collection just lets you start from the same scene you lose in. Miss Newman took over half a day? Can you please be a little more precise than that? I want to see something. Did they change? No, they didn't change his actual face. Clavier and Hugh are the same age. I just realized that. Hugh being 25 means Clavier is also 25. What a wonderful question. She was having quite a tough time, you see. Prosecutor Gavin's statue alone took her from the morning hours into the evening. Well, it is a rather large statue, after all. Don't be silly. It merely exposes the difference between student and teacher. Most of the other statue? What exactly does that mean? Robin created the basic outline of Mr. Wright's statue before the last bell rang. I, in turn, completed the rest of it. I see. In academics, as well as art, learning the basics is incredibly important. In short, you skipped the most important part of making the statue, didn't you? Objection! Why, you insolent little! It is the practical applications built upon the basics that take so much time. Professors such as I mastered the basics a long, long time ago. Unlike Miss Fancy Pants here, who lacks all the lawyerly fundamentals. Oh, quiet you. What's wrong with a non-guilty verdict? Now do you understand? I did not leave the stage until I was done. Well, Miss Sykes, do you accept the witness's claim? Not on your life, Buster. I don't know if this is the right one. I'll just say yes for now. Tried everything, but I still can't prove anything. I guess I concede. Oh, that's actually the right choice. I couldn't hear you. Say it louder this time. I could see that Professor Means never left the stage. That's right, but what took you so long? I was there at the stage the entire time. I couldn't possibly have committed that crime. I'm not gonna give up here. I'm afraid I have to side with the witness, Miss Sykes. Unless you have any further objections, I'll have to put this issue to rest.
Objection!
Not yet. The defense still has an objection. Athena, you thought of something? Well, as I said, not yet. Oh, so it's time for a legal smoke and mirrors. Not yet, Athena. It's not time to quit. It's at times like these, when it seems like there's no way out, that you have to... Yeah, I have to turn the case upside down. Instead of focusing on whether Professor Means could have gone to the art room, I should focus on how he could commit the murder without going there. Seems our young lady has a real bona fide idea. Then I'll use any means necessary. Even casting stones, if it'll distract her. Ah! Who brought the bird to school? Sykes Dono, if I hear one word of your usual jibber-jabber, I shall have your head. The murder occurred in the art room, yet the witness was on the stage. How do you propose to fill the vast gap between these two key facts? I accept the premise that the professor was on the stage the entire time. The only other answer is that we got something else wrong. Wait, that's it. What means his full name? Aristotle. Professor Aristotle means. Every last one of us made a huge mistake. We were totally wrong about the suspect murder weapon crime scene. But there was Quartz blood found on the crime scene, wasn't there? Murder weapon? Probably not. Professor Means was on stage the entire time. Then he must be the killer. Maybe not. Ridiculous. The defense has become utterly incoherent.
Objection!
No, it's just the murder wasn't committed where we thought it was. Continue, Sykes Dono. Okay, the murder was actually committed here.
Take that!
The greatest riddle of this case has been how the body was moved from the art room. But if the murder occurred on stage, that means the body was never moved at all. The murder occurred in the art room. Silly girl. When the body was found, there wasn't a drop of blood on the stage floor. Surely there would have been some blood if that's where the murder was committed. Wasn't any blood on the stage? Really? But there was something on stage at the time of the murder that's now bloodstained. He doesn't scribble, he stabs, yeah. That's why his handwriting is so weird.
Take that!
It's true, there were no bloodstains on the stage floor, but there was something on the stage that did have a bloodstain. And that would be this, the school banner. No blood would have gotten on the floor if this were under the victim when she was killed. Oh my, that's quite a compelling theory.
Silence.
What is it now? My theory makes perfect sense. That was a pathetic attempt. You must put every inch of your body into your attacks. As the kids these days say, put your whole pussy behind it. The autopsy states the cause of death was loss of blood. Yet only a trace amount was found upon the banner. Where did the rest go? Oh! The banner was pushed onto the, floor in the art room. Blood getting on there when the body was moved by wire makes more sense than not. Very good, Simon. Tell me, what's your first choice for higher education? I'll write you the ultimate in recommendation letters. You're all but guaranteed to get in.
Objection!
Actually, the defense has something to explain that Actually, the defense has something to explain that as well. You do? If there was only a trace amount of blood in the school banner, then there must have been something else the killer used to soak up the blood. All I have to do is figure out what. Oh. This is what soaked up most of the victim's blood. The Gaviner's banner.
Take that!
Why, it looks like there's some other piece of fabric on top of the school banner. It's the Gaviner's banner that had been specially made for the school concert. Consisting of 2 people. Since it's on top of the school banner, the blood would have hit it first. Could have easily absorbed most of the blood like dishcloth. And only a small amount would have soaked through the school banner below. So it makes total sense for the school banner to only have a little blood on it. So that banner absorbed the blood like a dishcloth. Yes, that would explain it. The Avener's banner was like a dishcloth? Surely it was at least towel quality. I like that the blackboard's in the way. Simon, don't just stand there. Do something!
Silence.
Sykes Dono, you are learning to wield a blade quite well. But how will you respond when I come slashing at you like this? The remnant of a large blood stain was detected in the art room. But why would there be blood there if the murder occurred on stage, as you claim?
Objection!
The blood stain in the art room was faked. How? I'll tell you. All that was needed was something that could transport the blood upstairs. And that something was a piece of evidence we've just finished discussing. The killer used this to bring the victim's blood up to the art room.
Take that!
To think you'd stoop so low as to present mere garbage to this court. The blood would also slowly turn black. Yeah, but he used the blood before doing this. It's only garbage because someone tried to destroy it by tossing it in the incinerator. That someone was most likely the killer, seeking to get rid of crucial evidence. Killer used the wire to bring the blood-soaked Gaviner's banner to the art room. Then the blood was wiped onto the floor to complete the ruse. It makes perfect sense. Ah! Ah! Order, order! This is quite a development. You think the body was never actually moved? Hold it right there. The body must have been moved. How else do you explain that loud crash you heard during the mock trial? If it wasn't caused by the body crashing into the statues, then what was? Hadn't thought of that. If that loud crash wasn't the body hitting the statues, what was it indeed? Not in the school banner shows that something was carried along the wire in it. So if that's true, I have to find. I know what I have to find. Something that was in the art room before the murder and then on the stage after. The object that was sent down the wire to crash into the statues was... That's easy. Lady Justice. Oh! That statue! Yes, I believe it was the statue that broke the other two, not Professor Court's body. The unique statue you see on the right, that's the pure white Lady of Justice from earlier. Professor Court accidentally broke it while she was polishing it the day before the mock trial. But she used her own unique artistic sense and technique to repair it, as you see here. Nobody would have guessed that it was originally Lady Justice.
Silence.
Perhaps you are onto something. I like that the clock in this photo was a complete non-issue. Like, it was just there to create a red herring at first, and that's it. But why, pray tell, would anyone move that scrap heap relic in such a tedious manner? Excellent question, Simon. Keep them coming. You know why, but the fact that you won't acknowledge it shows how twisted you are. Lady Justice was moved during the mock trial. During that time, Professor Means was fabricating an alibi with his pre-recorded speech. If we consider the facts, then Lady Justice was moved in order to hide the body, interrupt the mock trial, point us to the body. Professor Means used his pre-recorded speech to fake an alibi during the mock trial. He wanted to make it look like he couldn't possibly have moved the body. Moving Lady Justice was his way of pointing us to the body and cementing his alibi. Gah! That's quite a persuasive argument. For a while there, I thought you weren't taking the trial seriously. Well done. Sorry, Apollo. Covered you there. You should never underestimate me, Athena Sykes. Professor Means always means what he says and says what he means, by all means. Fine then, say it already. I'm waiting. The murder occurred the night before, but the body wasn't found until late the next day. Countless students passed by the stage till they met in the lecture hall for the mock trial. Body would absolutely be found. So answer me this, why didn't anyone see the body that entire time? I hate how he does, like the hand slap to get the chalk dust off your hands. That would never get all the chalk dust off your hands. Your hands would still feel like a sandy, chalky mess. That could be explained by... The victim was murdered on the stage and left there. The body would inevitably have been discovered. And of course, there was nowhere to hide a body upon that stage. This is not good, Athena. Our claim is this close to being beaten to a pulp. I know, but we've come so far. Consider yourself schooled. I couldn't possibly have killed anyone. Get ready to be schooled. Why do you think his skin is marble white? Yeah, he soaks in chalk dust every night. The killer is none other than Juniper Woods. It always has been and it always will be. Just wait a minute. Poor Juniper. She must seriously regret having asked you to defend her. And to add insult to injury, you nearly had Hugh convicted for murder. Surely you haven't forgotten that little fiasco. Well, I just got my capturing and hoeing done for now. Oh, nice. That's how he keeps his dusty glow. Yeah. Ah! Athena Sykes' attorney's badges just for show. I remember that one. Not only did you fail to defend your client, you also raised false charges against your friend. You have no right to call yourself a lawyer. I mean, that happens all the time in this fucking court. Ah! I'm not yelling at 2:40 in the morning. Ah! Don't tell me I failed once again. Failed to save someone near and dear to me. I've worked so hard to become a lawyer and even studied psychology. Insert battery meme video here. Has it all been for naught? Am I just doomed to relive that all over again? Athena, what's wrong? Breathe in, breathe out, breathe in. Relax, Athena, breathe. It's not working. Everything's going dark. After all I've done, is this how it ends? Forgive me, Junie. I couldn't protect you like I said I would. You leave Athena alone, man. She's the one who saved me. It was because of Athena that I could stop hiding and start living my life as a girl again. And she saved the friendship between Hugh, Juniper, and I. I think you're an awesome lawyer, Athena. One of the best. But I raised false charges against you. And that's not all. I've done some seriously unforgivable things. What's the big deal? False charges are nothing to be scared of. Newman was pretending to be a man, yeah. Again, really not a great plot point. And I'm not even mad at you. I should really be thanking you. Use legitimate means to expose my wrongdoings and give me a chance to re-examine what's important. But what does it matter if I can't save Juniper? I mean, the whole reason I've come so far is... It's not over yet, Athena. Even now, at this very moment, I still believe in you. Junie. I know you better than most people, Athena. And I know you'd never surrender to the dark age of the law like the professor did. Thank you, Junie, but I feel like I can barely breathe. I don't know what to do.
Silence!
Stop your bleeding this instant. You look an utter fool. Prosecutor Blackwell? There is one who awaits you, is there not? And that's the reason you've studied so very hard. Are you prepared to give up on all you've worked for thus far? It would not do to have you disappoint you know who. You're wasting your time. You have nothing on me. No evidence or anything else is going to establish my guilt. The bright, cheery dark age of the law where the end justifies the means. You are helpless before the might of lawyers for whom the end justifies the means.
Objection!
Don't worry, Athena. You're doing fine. The truth will always win against people like him. But Apollo, what am I supposed to do? Now? Blackwell gained some likeness points for me. Nice. Listen, all you have to do is take a deep breath and look back over the entire case. If there's truth to be found, and there always is, you're sure to find it. And let me see you smile. Remember what Mr. Wright said? The worst of times are when lawyers have to force their biggest smiles. Thanks, everyone. Can't we just splash some water on Mean so it'll melt or something? Worst of times are when lawyers have to force their biggest smiles. You don't have to worry about me now. Athena is psyched and ready to rock. Prepare for your utter defeat. Brain blast time. Professor Court wasn't killed in the art room. She was killed right where her body was found. We know because there wasn't any time to move the body there from somewhere else. That means the body had to have been hidden somewhere on stage until it was found. Let's think along these lines and see where it takes us. First up, when did Professor Means remove the body from its hiding place? Let's see, what was he doing right before the body was discovered? He was using the span of time to fake his fake alibi created. To move the body where it would be more easily spotted. Therefore, the only time Professor Means could have removed the body from its hiding place was... is that technically during or before? I don't remember. No, it was during. Before the mock trial? No, that can't be it. Hugh testified that he'd seen the body before the mock trial, but it turned out he was lying to protect Junie. The appearance of the body has to coincide with the time covered by the professor's alibi. Using Miles' most powerful ability, logic, yeah. Body was moved during the mock trial. Specifically, during the speech while Junie wasn't there during the speech. Professor Means moved the body to an easily seen location during his long pre-recorded speech. Fun fact, people put chalk on their hands and skin to absorb moisture. Some people eat chalk. And I'm not just making a Deltarune reference there. I'm saying it's like a vitamin deficiency. Causes that, like, urge. The professor also moved something to the stage that wasn't there before. Specifically, second most powerful, his real ability is to send people to the chess dimension, yep. The body, the gold statue, the white statue. White Lady Justice was also moved. During the mock trial, Professor Means wrapped the White Lady Justice in the school banner and sent it zipping down the stage with a crash, killing 2 birds with 1 stone. He drew attention to the body and made it look like the murder occurred in the art room. But was there anywhere to hide a body on that stage? Calcium helps with tummy troubles too, yeah. Mike ate some for wheel spins. Oh, really? Why don't they make flavored chalk? It doesn't seem likely. No, there had to be some place. Wait a second. How about something that should have been finished but was only mostly done? Something that was used to cover the body up. But it didn't draw undue attention because it looked like it belonged there on stage. And that way, no one would suspect there was a body hidden inside. Yeah, Tums. I guess Tums is technically chalk. Like, that is kind of just chalk, isn't it? Flavored chalk. Smarties. This is going into that realm of like, the existence of silly putty implies the existence of serious putty, and people are like, that's just C4. C4 explosives is serious putty. What was already on stage and capable of concealing the body? School banner? Pavlorone, what? If the body had been wrapped in the school banner... No, that wouldn't work. Someone would have easily noticed something like that. It had to be something where you couldn't tell there was a body inside. The Gavin statue? Inside the Prosecutor Gavin statue? No, that wouldn't work. Robin made the Gavin statue herself from start to finish. And there wouldn't have been enough space to hide a body in there anyway. Oh, I know. The Mr. Wright statue was never actually finished. The body was wrapped under some cloth to hide what was really inside, cleverly disguising it as the boss's statue. Headache gone. Miss Newman gave up on the Wright statue, yet Professor Means finished it in a single night. Yes, what an impressive feat that was.
Objection!
No, his so-called work of art deserved none of our praise. That's because it was only a facade to hide his real work, the murder of Professor Court. Come again? I'm afraid I don't follow. He hid the body by making it look like the statue of Mr. Wright. with the body wrapped under a piece of cloth that looked just like a statue. What? I second that. What? Now this is getting really interesting. Nobody may speak but me. No, this is getting preposterous. How would such a thing even be possible?
Objection!
Such a Pavlorone, it's a famous... Oh, I thought you were saying provolone, like the type of cheese. We'll never know until we try. Uh-oh. I think I know where this is going. Okay, Apollo. Time to turn me into a reasonable likeness of Mr. Wright. So, get ready for a huge ass pull here. But, this is really dumb. I'm going to pose like the statue, like so. And now I want you to wrap me up in a cloth so I look like a statue. I hate to ask the obvious, but where am I supposed to get this magical cloth? Athena petrification. TF, god damn it. I'm afraid that isn't the right color, Mr. Justice. Well, given how sudden the request was, it's kind of the best I could do, Your Honor. Alright, I think that about does it. Well, what do you think, everyone? Do I look just like a statue of Mr. Wright, or what? Looks like some random person to me. Weren't the statues a pair of busts? Phoenix Wright has that spiky hair on the back of his head. Forget the hair. The statue's forget the hair. The statue's head is way bigger than your average person's anyway. Gotta hand it to me for trying anyway, though. Wait, that's it. The hands. What? See, this would be... I feel like this should be a thing that I point out. I have to point out that the hands were showing signs of being bound. The marks on her wrist indicated that she'd been tied up. Apollo, tie me up in a new pose. Wait, you're not into this kind of thing, are you? What? No, besides, it was your idea. Just tell me how to tie your hands already. Professor Quartz's wrists were tied together, and I can't help but think that's related. Ayo, How should I arrange myself to match the shape I want, given the hands were tied? In an objection pose, behind my head, behind my back. Behind my head. Apollo, tie both of my hands behind my head. See? Makes it possible to fake the spikes on the back of Mr. Wright's head. Sure, but then what about the statue's arm? With both arms behind your head, you can't exactly complete the pose. Yeah, it would be awfully hard to make the objection pose like this. Can't help but thinking you've forgotten something, Athena. Something on the body that you don't have right now. What did the victim's body have that I don't? The arrow.
Take that!
Oh, right, there was an arrow sticking out of her side. Okay, Apollo, take that and plunge it into my side. We're gonna give me a stand. What, are you crazy? Fine, then go get some duct tape. Rapido, schnell. You could get a really good look at the Mr. Hat figure on his backpack. Alright. Don't need to know other languages to know bossy when I hear it. A fatal arrow to the side. A spiky hair created from 2 hands. A masterpiece in the making. Now cover me with that cloth. Remember to make the arrow stand out, okay? This is so dumb. Mommy, the arm's too short. Shh, remember your indoor voice, dear. Why is there a little kid here? Why is there a little kid at a murder trial? Nobody's buying it. The arrow's nowhere near long enough. But what else could you use for the arm? Still won't give up, eh? I must commend you, if only for your spirit and determination. Of course she's not giving up. After all she put me through, she owes me an explanation, and one that makes sense. Entertainment? Yeah, but you wouldn't bring a kid to a murder trial. Now disappoint me again and the penalty will be doubly painful. Yikes, guess I better get it right this time. Think, Athena, think! Professor Court was murdered when she stopped by the stage to see Professor Means. It wasn't premeditated. He must have used something close at hand in his little ruse. Apollo, show me those stage setup photos again. Like that? Right now? Okay, hold on. Please, 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 please be in this photo. It just has to be. The arm on Mr. Wright's statue is really this right here. I was gonna be like, why is there like a guy like half cut off down here? But then I realized it's because they're on the raised part of the stage.
Take that!
Got it. I know what he used for the arm of the statue on Mr. Wright. This is absurd. There's no such thing in this photo. Don't play dumb with me, Professor. It's the staff you have right there. Everyone fails except me. Staff! This is the spear of a great legal warrior! Whatever, just hurry up and lend it to me. The length is perfect. Mr. Wright couldn't possibly object to such an awesome arm. Okay, go for it, Apollo. Sure, I'll give your arm a hand. Cloth and binding coming right up.
Objection!
Whoa, we can't show that on stream. Fun fact, the 3DS version has mistakenly his means holding the staff when you first see him. He's not supposed to have it at that point. Really? I didn't know that was a mistake. I could have swore he was holding it at the beginning of this case. It's Phoenix Wright. Look, it's that famous lawyer. That's definitely him. I know that pose anywhere. We did it. Didn't we? Well, I'm not the spitting image of the legendary Phoenix Wright. The man who will bring us out of these dark ages and into an era of brilliant golden light. Golden light, all I see before me is the pink specter of a man. That's just because Mr. Wright likes his statue. He's positively tickled pink. Get it, Apollo? He's tickled pink? Ugh, that joke deserves a pink slip. Take a shot, yeah. Mm-hmm. It seems the gallery is quite impressed by the defense's sharp thinking. The witness? Ah, that resemblance is nothing more than a coincidence.
Objection!
Yeah, Dark Age of the Law mentioned. Take another shot. Not so fast there, Buster. Unfortunately for you, I could prove my theory to be more than mere coincidence. To prove that his spear was thrust into the victim, all I have to do is examine the spear for prints, see if it's a staff or a spear, test the spear for blood. Probably for blood, honestly. We'd assume the victim's jagged wound came from the arrow being forcibly shoved in. But if the wound was from the spear instead, then we should be able to detect traces of the victim's blood on it. Your Honor, a brief recess, if you will. By any means possible. What if I get rid of my spear? Wait, what if I burn it? What's wrong with the non-guilty verdict? He wrote that before. If I do that, I'll be found innocent. Yes, I'm innocent, I tell you.
Objection!
Surely you don't expect us to take lectures from you now. Now, I ask you in the gallery, wouldn't means just wipe it off? Whatever. Help me decide the professor's fate. Bathroom detail. Retake bar exam. 30% salary cut. And I got rid of blood so easy, yeah. Dismissal. I like that you could still see the previous words there. Something happening here in real life. Okay. Are you alright? Yeah, whatever. She'll let me know later. Prosecutor Blackwell, what has become of our witness, Aristotle Means? I don't get what bathroom detail means. Oh yeah, cleaning. My stream paused when he wrote dismissal. Twitch considered it for a sec. Oh. It says Sykes Dono suspected. Blood was detective on the staff. He's admitted to his heinous crime. All of it. He shall join us in the Clink tomorrow. His teaching skills can be put to good use there. Great, he'll teach felons that the end justifies the means. So much for rehabilitation. Can I ask what the professor's motive was? I could barely make out a word he said on account of his shattered teeth. One of Blackwell's fellow inmates was once a surgeon. Why not a former dentist, too? I eventually had him put pen to paper. Turns out Professor Means was the one taking the bribes. The victim had suspected him after a report from the class snitch. That led her to question him at length the day of the killing, right there on that stage. The result? The heinous crime that was brought before this court. The fool, like Newman, had come to know the script's contents via the victim's note. It seems he came up with a plan to stab the victim with their own awl in order to make the killing look like the one in the script, and thus frame the defendant. But that scrap of paper with Hugh's name had the same mark as Professor Court's planner. Yes, about that. Those planners are bestowed upon all students graduating at the top of their class. Really? So then... Indeed, once upon a time, Professor Means was also awarded the same notebook. The handwriting is being analyzed now, but like as not, the scrap belonged to him. This, too, was evidence of the bribery scheme that the victim had obtained. Know that Constance Court was clean, and that only Aristotle Means took the bribes. To think a professor would murder a colleague and then try to pin it on a student. If this is the dark age of the law, then we can only hope a brighter future awaits. Shots taken. And the first step is to hand down my verdict for a promising young lady. This court finds the defendant, Juniper Woods. Not guilty! I wish you the best on your road to becoming a courtroom judge. We will need young people like you, if we ever hope to restore the law to its former glory. Yes, Your Honor. I'll work as hard as I can. Maybe one day I'll be able to work with all of you to make a difference. Now go home, I'm hungry. Finally, freedom. Are you alright? Proudly serve Professor Court's memory. Do not let her death be in vain. That's the last thing I expected to hear from him today. Court is adjourned. Fuck you. October 26th. Usually tells you the time after the trial. District Court, Defendant Lobby, number 3. Thank you, Dina. I really mean it. It was nothing, really. I could take the biggest tangled mess of a case and unravel it just like that. I don't know, you looked pretty wound up at the end. Literally and figuratively. You looked pretty hungry for a knuckle sandwich, Buster. The fuck you made me snort. I wanted to thank you too, Apollo. Don't mention it. The way you were always there for Dina when she was in a bind. And at the detention center, where your smile gave me hope when there was none. It was like the warm rays of the sun shining down on peaceful woodlands. And this is where the crush started. I think you're an absolutely amazing person. Thanks, Juniper. That means a lot to me. But I still have lots of work to do, and I can't wait until we see you on the judge's bench. I promise you I'll get there someday. That's why until that day, I'll... Damn, yo, she could win at speed knitting, yeah. Guys, I got some big news! I mean, this is huge! Oh, am I interrupting something? No, it's okay, I think. So what's the big news? Fine, just learned that the next-door neighbor went to the hospital. Oh, jeez. Hope they're okay. The school festival was supposed to have been canceled after what happened, but... we just got a call. In memory of Professor Constance Court, who worked so hard to make it happen. The festival is being extended one extra day until tomorrow. Really? All right. Who wouldn't crush on Sykes?
We've got a special treat for all of you. A love letter for Themis Legal Academy. Achtung, baby. It's time for the Guitar Serenade.
Love that this romance comes out of nowhere. Just say that because there's someone who really likes Clavier that I'm going to send that to. Denials there's a river in Egypt, and your lawyer is gay. Please. October 27th, Themis Legal Academy, 3rd floor lecture hall. Wow, that was so much fun. School festivals are amazing. I think you and Robin were getting a little carried away. Your singing voice, Juniper. It could melt my HE8RT. They got lunch for the staff. They couldn't afford a song, no. Mr. Wright, thank you for that training seminar. Just remember, the objection posed is all about attitude. Oh, and congrats on your mock trial win, although Robin had you for a while there. I did, didn't I? But I'm just glad we're back to how we used to be, thanks to Athena. And you know what? I think I'll stick with becoming a prosecutor after all. I'm going to make up for my mock trial loss by winning the real deals in court. Mock trial loss? What loss? Wait, did they reprise the trial and Hugh won? Alright, going to sleep. See y'all. Take care, dummy. Have a good night. Why not both? I don't know. Just get Taco Bell for everyone. So does this mean it's really gonna happen? Juniper. There's something I've been wanting to say to you. Huh? What is it, person that's 7 years older than me? Oh, is he going to do what I think he is? Juniper. Can we still be friends? You know, best friends like we've always been? Huh? Best friends? Weren't you going to profess your love for Juniper if you won the mock trial? No, I was going to confess that I'm not a genius and that I'm really 25 years old. But you already dragged it out of me during the trial. Whoops. Listen, Hugh. You too, Robin. Miriam. I've been summoned, Shambles Aways. Me too? Hugh, that was close. What? Miriam's got this tactical espionage action stuff down to a science. Metal Gear reference. I've been thinking, it's up to us to put an end to the dark age of the law if we can. Take a shot. Let's all work together to usher in a new age where winning only results from the truth. And the end never justifies the means. Count me in. I wouldn't have it any other way. Best friends forever, huh? No matter what anyone says, nothing beats true friendship. You bet. What about your BFF, Apollo? Aren't you a bit old to be using that word? But yeah, he's the best friend a guy could have. Which reminds me, we're supposed to meet up and gossip about the new girl in the office. Hey, no talking about me behind my back. So what kind of guy is he, anyway? Well, if I had to describe him in one word... I wonder if we'll see them all again. They don't show up in the next game. But, you know, Ace Attorney 7, who knows? And so, after some slight armor twisting, Apollo, told me about his best friend. Told me he'd take me to meet his best friend. Unfortunately, that promise was never meant to be fulfilled. For not long after, their friendship was mercilessly severed by fate. And the bonds between us began to fray and unravel as well. Sorry, but I'll be taking a leave of absence. Even now, those words continue to ring in my ears. The discord in our ever-cheerful Apollo's voice made him sound so cold and distant. Why, Apollo? Why? Why would you leave us all behind? End. So it's 3:11. We have enough time to start the 4th chapter here. 4th case. Before I do that, though, let me go ahead and change the costumes back to normal. We've seen all of them at this point. Eh? What eh? What do you mean eh? About what Dina just said? We'll be finding out about that real soon. I like how they just took Miriam into their group. It's the same thing as an extrovert adopting an introvert. Kinda. Anyway, I'm gonna do what I always do and cut this into 2 recordings just because, cases.